we should be looking into the crypto and blockchain market with a very open-minded, which I just mentioned. I think it's important for everyone to understand blockchain is not just about cryptocurrency, it's a lot more than that. We believe that it's only fair for our customer to try it first before they actually spend so much money on it. Imagine buying an NFT for a few $100 and at the end of the day, you find it boring or it doesn't make much money. It's not quite fair. After trying the game, if they enjoy it, they can decide whether they want to purchase our NFT or they just play for fun.
I want to ask this because there's so many metaverse related projects out there. There's so many games also out there. For people who are watching this, if you would give them strategies or tips on how they can somehow know if this project is really, really good, what are the things or factors that they should look at to know that this project is something that's built to last and not just something that will be here because everyone's talking about GameFi and the metaverse as well?
I will start off the question by filtering what is a bad GameFi or metaverse. I think filtering the bad one out really help you to make your future selection on what games you're going to invest in. I think quite a few factors we can use to look into the whole bad GameFi definition. So the first one I would say you would have to look into the community, and if the communities are very weak or not very strong and there seems to be a lot of robots inside, I think that's one indication of a poorly handled game community. But that is just one of the factors. I think that's not the only one that identifying a bad GameFi. I think also if you have a few different factors as well, then that will also define the game as a poorly designed GameFi. The second factor we will look at is the tokenomics and the distribution. I think that part will help us to understand how the developer actually see the game, and whether they want it to be a sustainable long-term project or they want it to be a short-term project where they make money and rug pull and out. How you define that is, like our project, we only released unlocked about 1.8%. It's not even 2%. I think that's a very small amount of unlocked token. But you see, there are other projects, they have tokens that already unlocked and settled in different wallets. And in that way, if you look carefully, those tokens are not locked up, and which means they can actually sell the tokens at any given time. And they actually have the upper hand. And at the same time, usually when they have large amount of unlocked token, the other thing they would do is they will try their best to prevent their customer getting their money out, their token out, and try to convert it into other currency, for example, stable coin or into fiat. Why? Because if they allow too many people exit in early stage, they don't have enough money to support the whole game. And so they will try to limit the amount of money or token each player can claim per day. And they will set out a lot of different rules for the players to prevent them from exiting, and giving them a lot of crazy incentives. So example, sticking here, you will have 500% return in 2 months. And those crazy slogans, which doesn't make sense at all. I think when you see something that are too crazy that to believe in, you better think they're crazy and start to rethink whether it's a nice idea to invest into such game. Those are the few factors people might have to look at early stage to see whether they have some of the factor, and if they have all of the factors above, I suggest you better not invest at all. It's better not win money than lose money. So you always have another chance to invest in other projects, but if you lose it, and you might not get another chance. So I think in that way, that's why we try to always promote free to play, and telling people that you can actually try before you're paying. And also allowing our customer to cash out early, because we are already listed in some of the exchanges, and in the near future we will be listing on other exchanges as well. So allowing our customers to easily cash out if they feel like to, and without having the worry of being locked up by the developers. And so I think that's something to look out for.
I want to ask this side for Metasens as well. Because there's so many games also out there. What do you think is the biggest edge of Metasens? What makes it somehow unique, different? What will make it stand out from every game that's coming out? We've seen so many games since last year come out. So what will make it stand out against this sea of games that has been produced over the past months?
A few things we do to ensure our community are happy with the game and the way we do things. So first, we will try our best to honor our roadmap. So we will try to do everything on time, meeting our deadlines, providing the exact outcome that we are supposed to give to our customers or our community. And that's the first thing we do. And the second thing is we actually wanted to create an environment where it's accepting new players to come in. That's why we keep mentioning the free-to-play factors. And so in that way, we hope to educate more traditional players to come into our game to grow our crypto market. I think that's another unique point that we have. We're not only concerning about the financial side of the game we have, we're also concerning about the actual educational side of the crypto market. And by doing so, we hopefully can help to grow the market in different ways. Thirdly, we are aim to do a quality gaming system where people actually don't just make money, they make money while having fun. So they can be addicted to the game while making money. That's something really we wanted to build. For example, I think there are a few jobs in the world that people are doing it for fun as well as making money. For example, singers, musicians. I think they're doing it because they like it. They're doing it because they enjoy it. And we want to create an environment where our participant, they can earn money while having fun in our game. And I think that's a key point that we're trying to deliver. The other one is trying to stay real and stay in the path of what we're doing. The first two games we're going to launch are labeled as GameFi. So unlike other different company, we won't do what they are doing at the moment is using GameFi to cover up what they are doing as DeFi. You must have seen a lot of different projects asking you, oh, you purchased this NFT and then it will start mining for you. And then you will see a NFT keep mining a stone that it just moves its hand, and by however much time you get your money back. You know, it's actually DeFi. You just stake your money instead of purchasing an NFT and you get a return back. And so we're not trying to make silly games like that, trying to use GameFi's name to cover up the DeFi's product. And I think that's another important issue we want to do and face is we're building games. We're not building just DeFi. So we focus on the game and the financial part as well. So we wouldn't just concerning about the decentralized finance area like some other company. The other thing is we are continuously updating our game, and we wouldn't stop because we have reached our goal or our objectives. We believe that different games will have to continuously update to maintain the appetite of our users. to ensure they wouldn't get bored. Besides updating, we'll be releasing different games at different stage, so the token can be reused at any given time. The player wouldn't have to exit really, because they will always find another game after they got bored. And so that's a few things we do to differentiate ourselves with others.
I think that's one of the best things to make the either the ecosystem or the metaverse or the token very useful, is just to make the game fun. Because if people are having fun playing it, you don't really have to force them to come in, or they don't have to be incentivized by the money, because they just enjoy it, and then the money becomes a bonus after the fact that they are playing the game as well. So that's something very, very good to look forward to. I want to ask this. We've talked about the metaverse, but what's different about the metaverse is it gives people the ability to own items in the metaverse, which is via NFTs. And the reason why I asked that is, in your game, you mentioned that there will be NFTs attached to it. Can you tell us more about that and the benefits of owning the NFTs also in the game as well?
Owning our NFT will actually enhance your in-game character's abilities. So as imagining you have better equipment for your character, it means easier to win your matches, and therefore easier to get a higher ranking and getting more rewards. And just for your reference, we actually interviewed quite a few people of our first game, Metasens. And for example, our first player, he actually purchased 2 of our NFT, and in first season, which is about it ends tomorrow, and I think he made about $1,000 which means he fully recovered his investment and with a little earnings. But some would say, it's not fair to use the leader, the champion's reward to make the calculation, and therefore we actually did one who's ranking around 150 or something, and his reward is about 50 MSU, which equivalent to about $110. And so he actually invests in one NFT. He actually gets his money back in about 2 months time. It's not super quick, but it's not really slow. And in terms of the annual return, it's actually over 600%. And of course, he have to maintain in the position of 150, the ranking. And so I think for the first game, the advantage of owning an NFT actually makes you decent amounts of money. But I'm just gonna remind you guys that we actually had an airdrop which worth about $130,000 to our NFT holders to actually thank them for supporting us and joining our community at such early stage. And so in that case, you actually get 1/3 of your money back before you actually play the game and get any rewards. This will just be our first batch of NFT for our first game. We're gonna have second batch of NFTs for another game. Our NFT holder for our first game will get the advantage of being whitelisted on our second game. By holding our NFT actually saves you time on working on different missions, trying to get a whitelist position. And that's another nice benefit we have. And of course, when we launch our metaverse, we'll be selling our lands, and of course, we'll prioritize our NFT holder and allowing them to make the purchase first before the public actually can mint any of our lands. I think those are quite a few different rewards we have at the moment and benefits that attracting people to purchase our NFT.
I want to zero into this. Speaking of NFTs, I believe you have a new NFT that's coming out, and minting is in April 20, which is happening the next few days. It's Ancient Spirit. Can you tell us more about it? And for those who don't know anything about it, or for those that want to also participate, can you give us more details as well?
Yeah, sure. We're gonna actually have a big announcement on 20th the announcement will include further benefits I would have to claim for our NFT holders. So I think on the 20th, you will be seeing actually how much you can make by actually owning our NFT itself. And I think it's a very incentive-wise rewards for our NFT holders. And so the first patch of NFT will be used in our first game, Metasnake, which I just mentioned earlier on, where you can use the NFT to enhance your character, and getting different ranking will allow you to earn different amount of token. And so on the 20th, you guys will be able to find out more information about the actual benefits we're going to give out to our NFT holders. But in terms of the NFT itself, the usage and the power it actually gives to the character, you can actually visit our marketplace and see our current NFTs. And when you click inside, it will label different attributes and different, for example, it will tell you how much health it adds to the character, how much attack power it adds to the character, and etc. So mainly the NFT will be used for the first game.
The purchase of the NFTs, do you suggest it for people who want to be really active in the game, or is there a space also for people who just want to collect the NFTs, and then maybe later on, as the game gets bigger, there will be appreciation for that particular NFT as a whole? Or will it be purely for people who want to really participate in the game?
I think this question is a little bit tricky, but let me start with the active player first. So purchasing NFT, and if you are an active player, I am sure you can gain your rewards back within a very short period of time. And that's for sure for active players. So in that case, no matter whether the NFT increases or decreases, you're going to make your money back and with return. And I think that way actually secures for the active players. And for the inactive player, like a ordinary investors, I would say they still have an opportunity to make money, but they have to be very careful at their choices of the asset at their NFTs. Because different NFT have different powers and they have different grading as well. So even you don't play the game, you might have to study the NFT carefully and look for different attributes and different ranking. And for that, you can still make money by holding valuable NFTs. So you have to do some homework. You can't just buy it and then leave it and hopefully it will go up one day. I'm sure it would go up, but I have to be very fair. If you do your homework, it will worth a lot more. And then secondly, I would have to mention that we will have the scholar system as well. And so, for example, for investors that doesn't have so much time, they can actually ask the community and ask different people whether they want to join in to work together on the scholar system, where you actually give them the NFT, lend it to them, and they actually do the work and you split the profit. And that will be feasible as well. And I think it will be in the announcement on the 20th and telling the community how this is executed.
And to everyone watching this, I'll put all of the details about the NFT drop, the projects, and how you can actually get more info about Metasens as a whole. I want to ask maybe two final questions. Number one is this. This entire crypto space, even the NFT space, there's a lot of volatility into this, primarily because I really believe, I agree with you that we are early. And maybe to address people who are coming into this space or can't take all of these movements, any words of advice for them while we are in this phase that not a lot of people in the entire world knows this yet, hence the volatility that's going on?
Like you said, it's still very early stages. It's normal for the market to have fluctuation. It's just like the normal financial market, they have their fluctuations as well. So I think we are going through a period where we're seeing a lot more fluctuation at the moment compared to the normal financial market. But one way of dealing with the fluctuation is to really do your homework, to study about the crypto market, understanding each token's economy, and to make your decision wisely. I think those are the key point to start. Don't just jump in because your friend are making money. Don't just jump in because you heard someone made a lot of money. I think those are not really a correct way of investing your money, whether it's on crypto market or in a normal financial market. I think you should be doing some of your own research and homework before you actually putting your money into something. And so I think as you study the crypto market, you will see the fluctuations are normal. And as time goes by, I think it will gradually slow down in terms of the movements of or the trends of the different tokens. And for example, Bitcoin are relatively closely related to the financial market now compared to a few years ago, and it's got more stable in terms of the fluctuation compared to a few years ago. With a lot more people coming in, the distribution are much wider, and so the market will gradually become more stable. And I think it's actually a good time for everyone to study since the coin are not really in the bull market, and it's not a bad time to consider to study and get into the market. But of course, once again, I will have to say I'm not giving any financial advices, not suggesting you purchasing any token or NFT at this stage. And what I'm saying is you should do your homework and keep an open mind, like myself, to explore a whole new concept, and do not try to stereotype it as a scamming project, because in that way you will never really be an open mind and accepting new things.
Very well said, because the name of the game is really studying, having your own conviction, learning it on your own, and not and ignoring the crowd, because at the end of the day, it's your money, it's your responsibility. No one will take care of it more than you. Any final words for people watching this? Anything that you want to impart to them? You can talk about Metasens or anything else in between, but anything that you want to give the people.
We should be looking into the crypto and blockchain market with a very open-minded, which I just mentioned. I think it's important to for everyone to understand, and blockchain is not just about cryptocurrency, it's a lot more than that. And also, when you look into projects, you better study in detail, because a lot of different good projects are very complex. They have pages and pages of white paper. They have different types of information. They have a lot different community and different information that you have to take in. I think it's wise to take your time to actually study those. And at the same time, there are a lot different players are starting free-to-play movement, because they are starting to realize they have to educate the market as well. So I would suggest our audience to try some other free-to-play, not just our game, but any other free-to-play games, so they can get a basic knowledge of what's going on into the market, and watch a lot YouTuber and different speakers and what they're giving advice on, because they have been I think most of the YouTubers and broadcasters, they might have already have a lot of bad experience, so listening from them will save you a lot of trouble and preventing you lose money. So yeah, once again, do your homework. I think that's the most important thing.
Got it. I enjoyed this conversation, and if there's one thing that I got from all of this, is that you're building something that is not just for the now, but you're building something that's sustainable and giving a chance also to a lot more people also to enter this space. So it was an honor to have you in the show, Terry, and I really wish the best for your game and your project and the entire ecosystem that you're trying to build. And I do hope that this onboards the next billion users also into this entire amazing crypto, metaverse, and NFT space that we are all on. So, to everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this conversation, and I hope that this was something that was insightful to all of you. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.